Good morning, sisters. It is a happy day in the Starchy household. I love it when I have these mornings with some pre-made oatmeal. So I have my oatmeal pre-made and ready to go. Also, two more reasons to be happy. I have some shredded carrots and my apple, so I'm always excited when those are in the fridge. And I have all of these bananas that have turned spotted and brown and are ready either to go in the fridge to make those oatmeal cookies. I'll put a few in there and then the rest can go in the freezer. So when I feel like it, I can make my sorbet again. Right now, I'm gonna make my oatmeal, get my breakfast on because I am hungry. I've already meted today. Starchy husband is out doing Meals on Wheels and I am ready to eat. So I start out by putting my oatmeal just in this nice oatmeal blob into the bowl. And I kind of chop it up just so it can get nice and warm in the microwave. And this is my base oatmeal. Like, seriously, you guys, once you have this base of the cauliflower, the zucchini, and the oats, you can pretty much make your oatmeal however you want to make it. You can add all kinds of yummy stuff. One I really want to try is a pumpkin pie oatmeal, where you add just pumpkin in the can and then pumpkin pie spice. Doesn't that sound yummy? For today, I'm having my apples and my carrots. So I'll put this in for a minute and a half. While this is cooking, I'm gonna cut up my apple. And honestly, you guys, I never get sick of eating this breakfast. Once you find the breakfast, or for some of you, maybe it's 2 or 3 breakfasts, but really, once you find the one that you just love, it can sustain you and keep you going and really be the anchor point for your plant-based eating. And if you don't like oatmeal, I suggest like a potato breakfast. To me, that savory breakfast can be so good. Potato and some veggies. It just starts the day off right. So I have my apples all cut up, ready to go. My oatmeal's all done. So I'll add the apples into my oats. Just sprinkle those on top. Whoops, I had cut up some for the pops and I put them in. I cut them up to be little bigger pieces. There they are. And then easy peasy, I have my shredded carrots. So I'll just add a handful of those. I like a lot of carrots. I really like to stack my oatmeal. And then on top of this, I put a generous dosing of cinnamon, yum. And I mix all that up. How is this not the perfect breakfast, you guys? This huge bowl of oats, cauliflower, zucchini with some apples and carrots. I love it. It gets my day off right and just makes it so I feel satisfied emotionally, physically in the morning, that I've sustained myself or fed myself this nourishing food that I absolutely love. I'm going to eat this up, but before I do that, the pups get a little treat, so I'll take you along for that. Oh, also I had these 3 cut up apples. I'll just put them in my bowl because I like to eat the whole apple. Having an apple a day, what did they say? Keeps the doctor away. I'm hoping.
Come here, little pops. Come here, little pops. Here you go, Lolly. Here you go, Belly. Here you go. Good girl. Come here, Bugs. Come here, Bugs.
Good girl. Here you go, Bugs. Oh, Bugs doesn't want her. One other thing, I got up this morning and I haven't drank all my glass of water. So this is by my bed, filled up when I get up in the morning. And then I drank almost half of it. I'll drink the rest of it either while I'm eating or probably after I'm eating my breakfast. Finish this up and then I'll get it filled up for the rest of the day. Almost lunchtime here. On the menu is Kathy Freston's Straight Up Foods, her broccoli soup. I'm gonna make that. I haven't made that in a long time, so I'm excited to make that today. But before I get to that, I need to have food prepped for dinner. And what I'm going to do is my white bean chili. I'll link all the recipes that I put in this video in the description box down below. But I need to get that white bean chili going. It's already noon here, so I want to get that white bean chili cooking in the slow cooker so that it's ready by 5 o'clock tonight. And you know what? I'm taking you along with me. The white beans have been soaking all night, so I'm gonna drain and rinse these and get them all ready to add all the seasoning, spices, and veggie broth for the white bean chili. Once I have all this in the pot, I give it a good stir. It smells so good already, you guys. Put the lid on. I'm gonna put it on high for 4.5 hours. On to the broccoli soup. So in this, she calls for onion powder. She calls for 1 teaspoon, but I love onion, so I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons. Garlic powder or granulated garlic, also 2 teaspoons. Coriander, 2 teaspoons. And then a poultry seasoning mix. And it's just a teaspoon of this. It smells good, like paprika and Italian seasonings. So the spices are all ready. I'm gonna cut up the potatoes, an onion, and get this boiling on the stove. She calls for 6 cups of water. I did 4 cups of veggie broth and 2 cups of water, just because I find the veggie broth, for me, it adds more flavor to the soups. So rather than cooking in water, I like to cook in the veggie broth. So all this will go in the pot. I'll start with the spices that I have mixed up. And then as I chop, I'll just put things in the pot so they're ready to go. And when I cut potatoes for soups or to cook on the stove, first of all, I don't cut the peel off because I'm just not interested in doing that, especially with the yellow potatoes. And I cut them in small chunks just so that they will cook a little bit faster, because that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the potatoes to get a little tender so we can add the rest of the ingredients. This is all ready to go on the stove, you guys, so I'm gonna get this started. Have to bring it to a boil and then we add the broccoli. So I'll meet you over at the stove. While I'm waiting for the soup to boil, you guys, I'm cleaning the kitchen and getting ready to make my salad. So I cut up 2 carrots of these pre-peeled carrots I had in the fridge. I cut up 2 of these to munch on while I'm making everything else. Something about being in the kitchen and cooking, it gets this starchy sister wanting to eat. So I'll often, 9 times out of 10, get some kind of non-starchy veg that I can just eat a little bit to make it so I'm not ravenous when it's time for whatever meal I'm eating. Here I'm adding in the cut up broccoli. I had a bag of broccoli in the fridge that was already cut up that I got from Costco. So to those, I just cut them into smaller florets and cut off a little bit of the base so that they cook faster. So the last thing to add into the soup is chopped up greens. I had some collard greens in the fridge. I washed and chopped those up. I'm gonna add those into the soup. And then at the very end, I'm gonna add some spinach. While the broccoli soup's cooking, I'm going to make the 3-2-1 dressing, 3 tablespoons of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of Dijon, or really any mustard you want, and a tablespoon of maple syrup. This dressing is so good, you guys, and so easy. And I wanted to let you know, I know we're all into that California balsamic vinegar, and it's so good and so tasty and all of that. And I wanted to say, for those of you who don't have that on hand, I just bought this white balsamic vinegar. I was at the store and I said, let me just test it, see if it tastes good. Because for me, sometimes those more expensive vinegars are thicker, so I need to add water to dilute them. And I don't know if I'll like the taste of some of them, so I don't want to order all these vinegars that I don't know if I'll like it. So that's my long rendition of saying why sometimes I choose just to get the regular vinegar in this grocery store that I can pick up in the grocery store. And this white balsamic vinegar, the Alessi brand, oh my gosh, it's so good, you guys. And I probably paid like $5 or $6 for this huge bottle. I need to get the Kirkland brand. I want to try that out too. So I'm just gonna make up the dressing with this vinegar, some Dijon mustard, and some maple syrup. And now for the salad, I have my base that I use just a whole romaine heart. I chop that up myself. I put that as the bottom of the base, but I also bought the spring mix, the organic spring mix from the store. So what I like to do is, because these leaves are so big, I actually chop them up before I put them in the salad so that I can just eat honestly, you guys, I like eating my salad with the spoon. So this makes it easier. If everything's chopped up, I can just eat it with a spoon. And so I chop them in little, teeny, tiny pieces. A big bowl of greens, you guys, yum. I have a little salad dressing hack. We don't need salad dressing on everything. Sometimes it is helpful just to put the salad dressing on the greens, mix the greens up with the salad dressing, and then add everything else on top. And everything else on top will naturally get some salad dressing on there. But sometimes we put way too much salad dressing when we add it to the whole salad with all the cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, all that in there, when really we just want to get a good coating on the salad leaves. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add the dressing to the salad first, or the greens first. And I'll do about half of this little jar. I probably did over. And then just mix it up so all the leaves get coated. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering. I could just eat this whole big bowl of greens. Looks so good and fresh. Salad has been right up my alley lately. I am just loving it. And then really, once you dress the greens like this, they're all mixed up with the salad dressing. Once you add your other things on, if you feel like you need more dressing, you can always add a little bit more. But I find I usually don't need a little bit more salad dressing. So I'm going to cut up the onion, the cucumber, add my banana peppers and tomatoes, and my salad will be good to go. Lunch is all ready. I have my big bowl of salad, yum, yum, and my big bowl of broccoli soup. I made a little potato, and I didn't even use all of it, just as a little bit on top because the soup has so much potato, but you can never have enough potato in my book. So, yummy broccoli soup, you guys. It's so good. So I'm gonna do a taste while you're here. It's still steaming. Does anybody else use big spoons for everything? I use bowls and spoons for almost everything. I can't even think of a meal that I eat with a fork. Sometimes I'll bring a fork with all my veggies when I do my zucchini, but 9 times out of 10, I end up using the spoon. And the salad, I checked, and it's way more than enough dressing. Yum. And the little tartness from the balsamic vinegar is so good. I just love that 3-2-1 dressing. Now on to the soup. Oh my gosh. So good, you guys. You know I love my food. And I am just loving soups and salads right now. There's something about a soup, even though it's like 80 to 90 degrees in Florida right now. Well, 70 to 85 degrees, 90 on a hot day. There's something so good about a soup that just feels light. And I love having it where I make that big pot. So this will keep me for a few days at least. So this is today, probably 3 to 4 days. I'll be able to have this for lunch or for dinner. And that's how I like to really do my food prep. I like to have things in the fridge that I can that are like a little bit more labor intensive. I usually like to have 2 of those things. And really, you can't call the beans labor intensive because really those took like 5 minutes to put together in the crock pot. But this soup was a little bit more labor intensive with all the chopping and having to tend to it on the stove. So I like to have a couple of those in the fridge, one thing for lunch and one thing for dinner. But the basics of my plate are potato and veggies. and then that extra added thing. So if I have my potatoes and veggies, then I can add like a soup like this, or add in beans like I'm going to have tonight. I'm gonna get into this. I am ready to eat. And I'm on my second mason jar of water. All right, guys, I'm gonna go relax this afternoon. I have some of my lemon loaf tea with some soy milk and my 2 crisped up oat milk cookies. I have a coaching call this afternoon, so I'm gonna relax, prepare for that, and then I'll see you back here for dinner. All right, guys, beans are finished, and I made a big pan of veggies. So these will be my veggies tonight, and well, tonight and tomorrow. I love having pre-made food in the fridge. And let's check out the beans. Oh my gosh, if you haven't made my white bean chili, you have got to give this a try. It's so easy and so delicious. So I'm gonna have this for dinner, and I heated up a baked potato. I'll be back to show you all of it. Dinner's all ready, and I'm ready to eat. So I have my white bean chili with a baked potato on top. Lily's in the background. She has something to say, I guess. And a big bowl of those veggies I cooked. I'm adding broccoli. I had some broccoli left over from the soup, so that I didn't use for the soup, so I put that in with the zucchini. Perfect 50-50 meal. Yum, so good. And then I'm staying right on par. These frozen veggies are just what I'm loving lately for dessert for dinner, after dinner. All right, you guys, that's it for me. I'm gonna put these veggies and these beans into the fridge. These will be good for the next 3 days for either lunch or dinner with a potato. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful for your own weight loss transformation journey. I love you guys. I'm cheering for you. Here's to us living our most healthy, vibrant, energetic lives. I love it. I love it. So much love. I'll see you next time.